Hey guys, just want to do a quick video. We're getting pretty close to some nice breakouts. The one I've got up here is Litecoin 1 hour chart. Got multiple rejections of this resistance area. We have rejected it at this stage, but this here we could actually push through a nice big green candle as a bit of a stop hunt, take out stops, flip them over to buyers. So looking for a very fast breakout on this one here. If we do, hopefully we're quick enough to enter. I don't want to put in a buy stop. I'd rather wait and see and watch a 1 hour candle close. So that's a pretty strong resistance level. If that breaks, we'll go for a pretty strong run. The next resistance is way up here. So what are we here? Look at the risk reward. You're looking at a 10x leverage, so that's 17%. That's 170% trade, and that's just the first target. Next one's up here, which is 23, so that's 230%. So looking good. I'll just flick to the higher time frames and show you why I've hit those targets. Got the weekly here, so we've broken pretty strong resistance here on the weekly, pushed up with momentum, so we should see some sort of follow through from here, at least to the weekly 50 EMA. So if we can break that as well, we could follow on a bit further. There's not much horizontal support and resistance on the weekly. The next one would be possibly about here. Multiple rejections, break and retest here, so that's quite a long run, really good risk reward. This here is the daily. As you can see, we are at resistance. This is pretty clear on the 1 hour too, so this is what I'm hoping to break. We're pretty close, and then we'll get some follow through. So next level, possibly about here. So pretty strong. That's a really nice consolidation zone after a strong run. So quite often from a strong run, it'll consolidate before the next run up, provided that you're still within the first few Elliott waves. So from here, we're looking pretty good for another run. So just want to be sharp on the breakout for Litecoin. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. Next trade that's really close to happening is Ripple against BTC. Strong momentum to the top of the falling wedge. Didn't quite break out here. We're still capped below the 1 hour 50 EMA. So if we can get a nice bit of momentum through this 1 hour 50 EMA, that'll be good enough to close us above this trend line as well. Away we go. We've actually got a really perfect pin bar rejection here. So unfortunately, I was driving the car when this happened. So that there would have been actually a perfect entry, rejecting the 1 hour 200 EMA, which is also the 4 hour 50 EMA. Didn't quite catch that one for us. We would have got a stop below here. Really nice low entry on that one, but that's okay. We'll get a breakout here. That's a better confirmation anyway, so there's still plenty of upside on this one. This one's actually a really exciting trade, really only just getting going. So if we can get an entry on this one, this could be a big profit for us. Alright, so this is the daily chart up here. We've got a pretty clear trend line, nice bottom MACD divergence, really nice perfect break and retest, retesting the daily 50 EMA and horizontal support and resistance. So this entry here is absolutely perfect. This candle is still today's current candle, so it hasn't finished yet, but we're looking to use lower time frame breakout. So this here is looking very, very good for an entry on the daily 4 hour and 1 hour. The only thing with Ripple, we just need to be mindful of the weekly 20 EMA here. We haven't closed above that, but we'll be able to move our stop nice and close, at least to break even before the end of the week, hopefully, or even early next week. Give it a chance to break through. So once we do break through there, we should actually see some follow through from there, hopefully. The next level would probably look at this horizontal level here, this previous high. So really good risk reward, double bottom here, MACD divergence, plenty of room on the RSI. Is looking really, really good. Just need to point out the Ripple USD pair. Now what we've got here, we're currently sitting right on resistance here, and you can see how epic this resistance here. So much support here, drop, retest, and fell back below. So we're testing it again now. Huge MACD divergence, falling wedge. So the first step is breaking this resistance and then breaking the weekly 50 EMA. And if we can actually close above this falling wedge here, this thing could really go. As you can see, Ripple has really, really big moves, strong moves, and fast. So if we do get in this, it will nearly be the perfect entry. So just want to put this video out, guys. Be aware of this one as well. ADA is also one too that might have some more follow through. Alright, this one's ADA. This is the 4 hour chart here. So if you can recall, last weekend we actually took a short on Ethereum. Very, very similar pattern to this, actually identical. Rising wedge, we broke down with momentum. We did reject the 4 hour 50 EMA just like here. We ended up just pushing pushing up and plowing straight through, ended up going parabolic. So this here is pretty much the same pattern playing out. The reason why I think this is a fake out also is these wicks on these candles here. This is a bit of a hunt. There's a liquidity zone here. I can actually push resistance up here. Look how clear that is. Slight break above there. A little bit of support, not much because there's a lot of selling pressure. Broke back below, rejection, and then had to push back above with momentum as well. Now we're actually holding it really strong, really firmly. Got the EMA support here, got the horizontal support. Pushed off with a really nice rejection on that candle. So I'm expecting this to break up. Not just yet though. The entry will be probably up around here if we can break this triple top area. Alright, this is a weekly, as you can see. Horizontal resistance here. Nice accumulation zone here. Double bottom, epic MACD divergence. Broken through with momentum now, so we should get follow through. Look at that risk reward, it's huge up to the weekly 50 MA and also the next horizontal level. So up to the horizontal level is 42%. So if we get 10x leverage on this, that's over 400%. So this could really be a nice trade. Could even get higher leverage if we get a nice clean breakout. Here's the daily here. Now we have found a little bit of selling resistance. That's because that some sellers coming into the market. Sorry, that's because we're at pretty clear horizontal support after a decent strong run. But I think, as I mentioned before, after a strong run, we consolidate, go sideways for the trend continues. So that's what we're looking for here. And why I say that is these wicks again here. There's still buyers sitting here. They want this thing to go up a little bit more. So really going to be a competition. It's going to be a struggle to who's going to win here. Is it buyers or sellers? And someone's going to give way. It's going to move pretty fast. So I suspect more upside just because of how the higher time frames have just pushed through this region out of consolidation with momentum. So just to add to that, we've also possibly got a daily golden cross coming in as well. We've got some pretty good targets to the upside on ADA. So all right, lastly, the 1 hour on ADA. So this is the region that we probably want to enter after it's broken and confirmed. Break of resistance. We'll enter about here. So we've got a little bit of time yet. Even if it falls back down to here, this could actually be a better entry here if we reject the 200 EMA again. But as I said before, after a really strong run, quite often it will consolidate sideways before pushing again. If you look at what Ethereum and Bitcoin have done, they've both actually done that. In fact, I'll quickly show you Bitcoin. Here it is here. This is Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart. Huge strong run up and sideways consolidation. Fake out to the downside, and away it went, pushed through with momentum. That's what I think is happening here with a few of these altcoins. So I want to be super ready. I want to be super early. That's why I'm putting this video out. If I actually do miss a break of this horizontal support and resistance, if it's nighttime, my time, or something happens during the night, you guys know roughly entry points. 10x leverage is probably what we're going to do on all of them. So just make sure that all you guys are ready if you're up and you see the charts. Hopefully I'm around for an entry because I don't think this is going to be a break and retest type thing. I think it's going to be a breakout and it just continues flying. So just be ready, guys. Pretty exciting this. It also sort of ties in with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall. So we're starting to see Ethereum climb in value. So we're seeing money flow down the tiers of market cap. So Ethereum's had a strong run now. Now we're looking at things like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, ADA, things like that. These guys have still got pretty high market caps. Just going to keep flowing down. So I'll also start digging into things like Neo, IOTA, things like this. I think these guys are going to all start running. Alt season isn't finished yet. It's underway, but you've got to wait for the trend to change. The trend has changed now. We're looking to catch a last couple of waves of the Elliott on the higher time frame. So could be an exciting couple of weeks, I reckon, guys.